Hey everybody and welcome back. It's me, your old pal Orpheus, here on another edition of Orpheus Plays. And we're playing Blade and Sorcery. I bought my tickets for this event about an hour ago, and I've been sitting here, and I'm waiting for, apparently, some gladiators or something come out. They're not doing anything, so I guess what I'll have to do is get down there and do it for them. So, yeah, that'll be a little fun. We are obviously in the arena today. And we're not playing survival mode this time. No pillars or anything like that. We're going to be playing the Circle of Death, which is an awesome one. It's kind of a movie-style fight where people come out and they'll get around you and they'll only attack you one at a time. That's the way it's fair for me, I guess, even though I'm in God mode. Yes, I am. Calm down. I do it for a lot of different reasons. You'll hear me talk about it in other videos. Anyway, I hope you are doing wonderful wherever you are right now. And I mean that. It's hard to build a community of people that care in times that are a little messed up. And so let's all get let's all get together, have a little virtual hug, and watch me kill a whole bunch of digital people. Anyway, let's get this started. Yep. Do. I hope you've been enjoying the music that I've been putting underneath these videos. I'm still a little rusty. I haven't done that kind of audio engineering work in a long time, so my skills are coming back. Don't worry about it. I'm getting there, so hopefully it sounds decent. I also pick a lot of weird songs, like I like classical music underneath these things a lot, and I love the just playing music that gives a mood, right? So if it's classical music that I'm playing now, let's get this slow motion kill out of the way. And if it's especially violent... Ooh, you missed my turn. Oh, I missed again. My turn twice. That way, the classical music or whatever is just kind of, Oh. So, I hope you're enjoying it. If you got any I can't say requests, because I can't really play specific songs. But I can... I can play types of music, so if there's something you want to hear, let me know. I'll see if I can fit it in and everything, so, good days. And I was thinking, I was talking to a buddy of mine at a local store. I ran into him, and he was talking about how, his brother had just gotten married, and it was someone that he met on World of Warcraft, right? Oh, that's gotta hurt so bad. Anyway, he met this gal on World of Warcraft a couple years ago, and they had an in-game wedding, which is actually kind of awesome when you think about it. Stop, lady, I'm doing work here. Which was an awesome idea because you're dressed up in your coolest World of Warcraft transmog or whatever, and I'm losing some of the people that are like, I don't play World of Warcraft. But just stick with me on this. So, they had a little digital wedding, and then they had one in real life. And it was sweet, because it's tough these days for people to figure out a way to find, meet people and get to know people and everything. And so it can be... That went right through your... Okay, that silent... Ghost lady phases away. There we go. Anyway, it can be tough to find, fun people that share your interests, because hey, you want to go outside to a bar? No, you're not going to do that probably, unless you're a party type. But if you're a party type, I don't know, I guess you already got it all wrapped up. But folks that are, a little shyer and stuff like that, you want to be able to meet people in an environment that you're comfy in. Yeah, they waited for a second. Come on. Nope. There we go. Let's put a little fire on these. Do a little hot knife here. Ooh, hot knife. I wonder if I can throw this up in the air and enchant it while it's going, but I don't want to get too fancy. So yeah, that actually leads me into, this is kind of a heartwarming story from your old pal Orpheus. Don't go anywhere yet, it's actually still pretty good. So I was caretaking a piece of land. This was years ago. And you'll get what I'm talking about, why it was years ago in a minute here. I was taking... Wow, that's... Looks like he got a little tap and decided to play a foul. Oh, you hurt me so bad. Anyway, so I was caretaking this piece of land out in a rural area, and it was a hunting ranch. It was a collection of guys and their families that got together and bought a chunk of land, and then they kind of, I don't know, they would buy different parcels, and, you know, during hunting season, they would all go up there and take care, like, do their hunting and everything, hang out, and then during the rest of the year, little flick, during the rest of the year, it was like a nature preserve kind of open area for, you know, the families could ride motorcycles on it and everything like that. And I had, what was it? I had just gotten back from California. My wonderful story about California. Anyway, I had just come back, and it was the one where I had got kicked out of my apartment by my roommate at gunpoint. That's an interesting story. If I remember where it is, I'll link it right up here, but we'll see. Anyway, I had just gotten back from California, and I had to go live back home, and I was like, I am so miserable living with you people. Like, I can't. I was like, what? I was like 30, 38 or something like that. And again, there's nothing wrong with that if you got to move back with your parents, but it's just like, oh my God, I'm a 38-year-old, 16-year-old, because it's like my folks want me to still have a curfew and rules. It's like, excuse me, I'm almost 40. Get the hell out of my face with that stuff, right? And, wait, no, I was 28, sorry. My bad. Still, you know, 28, like, come on, man. I don't want to live by rules when I'm like that. Hey, give me a break. So, we were trying to figure out a solution, like, to get me out of their hair and to get me a little bit less miserable, even though, like, the priority of that was more on the get me out of the house than it was make me less miserable. And so they go, well, you could caretake on this land that we have up there with this group, this hunt club. I'm like, okay, well, I'd like this place. You know, we've been there a lot of times over the years, my entire life, and it was buddy. It was a place that was fun. Oh, boom, headshot. It was a place that was fun. I knew the land really well. Oh, slowly. Whoop, nope. Okay, I need that. Get down in there. There we go. Oh, you messed it up. You bastard. Anyway, so I knew the land really well. And all I had to really do was, like, there were some beaver dams that I had to go and kick apart once in a while to keep the rivers from overflowing. I had to, like, repair the fence around the property that was bordering the state land and stuff. You know, painting and repairing some the appliances and whatever needed to be done. And so I was living in this 1968 Airstream trailer. Now, if you don't know what an Airstream trailer is, you've probably seen them. They look like those, well, silver pills. And they're like a travel trailer, right? You know, you live on them. And they're like made out of aluminum, I think. The outside of them, they're just an aluminum, like, tube. You've definitely seen them. And my parents had one on this property. And it was, I mean, it wasn't in great shape, but it wasn't, you know, completely terrible. Like, things were kind of taken out of it, like the heater and everything. The fridge didn't work, things like that. So, back then, tube TVs, the big old CRTs, the ones that weighed like 50 pounds, were all the rage. And they had come out to a size that was getting a little silly. It was like, you know, 44 inches across or something like that. And I had one of those in there. And so I'm by myself, right? Once again, the mistake that my folks made is like, here, we'll give you a credit card to take care of expenses that you need. You know, your caretaking and everything. All right, that's real smart. So one of the first things I went out and bought was a PlayStation 2. Because I needed something to do on the off times. And I started getting DVDs of like Family Guy and all sorts of stuff, and I was playing those all the time. I'd set up a tent outside the Airstream, an open tent, like one of those canopies, and I would just take the TV out there and play the Family Guy and just chill out and everything. Well, so this one night, I go to the car wash, and I had done my work for the day and I wanted to clean up my car. It was a 1989 Crown Victoria. and it was like dark maroon. So it looked like a pimp car a little bit. Just one of those huge, like, old cop car looking things. And so I just went and I washed that. And I had stopped on my way from the car wash at a gas station. I wanted to get a little gas. I was more of a social drinker back then, so I'd get myself a 6-pack of beer and a pound of beef jerky, and go back to the ranch and get into my little Airstream trailer, watch a little bit of local news or something, play some PlayStation, and then just relax, right? Get some rest. Okay. So I was at the gas station, and I go inside, I get all my stuff, and there was this gal that was working behind the counter, and she was, very, very cute. I gotta admit, very cute the first time I saw this woman. And she was looking through, I think it was an Avon catalog, and I went, I paid for the gas and everything. I go back outside, and I go to start up the car, because I had done one of those full car washes, those coin-op ones where you have the foam that you degrease your engine and your tires with, and then you wash off your engine. That's one of the steps. Okay, well, I've done that. Night. It's the drama queen of the day. Ding, 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 ding. You win. Okay. Anyway, apparently I had sprayed something a little close to some electrics or something, whatever, and the car just kind of went, okay? So, like, damn it, I'm still several miles away from the ranch property, and I'm several miles away from town, and, like, it's getting dark out. It's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And, so this is a smaller town, so I can't just, like, get a taxi or something. And so I go back inside, and I didn't have a cell phone on me. And I'm like, so my car just kind of stopped working out there. And I'm like, can I use a phone in here? And the payphone didn't work, as I remember. And so she says, yeah, here you can come back and use this phone. And so I call my mechanic friend, who also incidentally was my dealer for, the 420 back then, which was funny. But that's another story for another time. Lady, you are making me very angry with your defensive posture. Huh? Can I do something about this? Huh? Are you dead yet? Please? No, she's not. My God, I'm fighting some immortal. Here, wait. Here, take that. Anyway, so she lets me use the phone. Ha! Can I swing her around? Ha! Now she's dead. So she lets me use the phone. I call my mechanic friend. And he, I explained to him what's going on. Ooh, that was a good shot. And I said, it's not turning over. And he says, oh, it sounds like your spark plugs are a little wet. Like the boots over them might got some moisture in there. And he says, oh, you got... She's like Naruto running. Anyway, so he says, your spark plugs are probably just wet. Open up the hood, take the rubber boots off the end of the spark plugs, and just let them air out for about a half an hour, and then you try it again. I'm like, okay. Well, now I got a half an hour that I gotta, like, sit at the gas station. Whoa, no, let me grab some pottery and do some ancient pottery fighting. Ha! And so I'm like, okay, well, I go back in there, and I'm like, thank you very much to this gal. And we start talking just a little bit. It wasn't like, so, what are you doing? I wasn't, like, hitting on her. This was at a time in my life that, like, the last thing I wanted to do was find a girlfriend, right? I was like, newly divorced and everything. I'd been burned by all sorts of weirdness across the country and everything. Like, just throughout the entire country for, like, the last 5 years of my life. It was, like, just absolute hell. And I was like, I just want to drink my 6-packs and eat my jerky and watch my news. Go out and not talk to anybody all day and, like, fix barbed wire fences and shit. That's all I wanted to do at that point. So we're just talking, and finally I'm like, okay, it's been a half an hour. And I'm like, I'm going to go outside and try this again. And I, went outside, put the boots back on the spark plugs, and vroom, starts right up. Yes, right? So I go back inside, and I wanted to thank her. I said, thank you very much. You kind of saved my night here. And I said, I'm going to say thank you in some way in the coming days here. I said, you're working later on this week? Because I come from it's a sensibility that, like, my dad used to always have little gifts for people to give out. He kind of used it as a manipulative thing. I use the same technique once in a while because I genuinely enjoy giving people things, right? So I went and got her a Make-A-Wish bear. No, it was like a Starlight Bear, a Wish Bear. It was it was one of the Care Bears, the one with the star on it. Anyway. It matched the situation. I don't remember the real name of it. Some of you right now are like, it's the blah blah bear. Yes, that one. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. And so I got her that, and pothead alert. Come here. This is mine. So, and a card that said, thank you. And I took it back, and I gave it to her, and I said, maybe we could go out for a drink sometime, just kind of talk or whatever. Again, this might seem like I was leading somewhere. I was totally not. I really didn't want to. I was just kind of lonely, and I was like, maybe she'll know some other people that we can hang out with in town or whatever. That's how friendships start, with, groups of people. Do something with someone. It's an amazing concept. And so she's like, well, I don't drink, so I don't know. And I said, you know what? I just got this PlayStation. Do you want to come over and, I got a new game. It's Lord of the Rings, the Third Age, I think. And she says, yeah, one of these nights I'll do that. And it's okay, just, let me know. I'll be by. I was by there every single day, a couple times a day. Again, not a lot of stuff in this town. And so this one time she comes over after work, and we're just sitting there in the Airstream, and I'm sitting down on the floor in front of the TV. She's sitting on a couch in the Airstream, and we just start playing the game, and it was a little tiny conversation here and there, but it was mostly about the game, it's a turn-based game where you kind of follow the Lord of the Rings story, but it's like you're one step behind, kind of like, oh, I can tell they were here. Let's help them with their majestic quest, right? And so, they would show clips from the movie in it and everything, and it was a cool game. It was actually very fun. It's got about 40 or 50 hours worth of playtime for each one, and it's procedural, so a lot of it is it's very replayable, and then you can go back and play the bad guys during it. Anyway, I digress. It's actually a really fun game. And so we started doing that. We started playing it, and then came time for her to go home, and she's like, that's a cool game. I'm like, I could probably play that some more. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you come over after work tomorrow, or whenever. We keep playing it, and we keep playing this game. We keep playing this game night after night, and it was just two buddies playing video games. But the thing about it is, it was like this secret thing that was going on, and neither of us really knew what was going on. We were achieving goals together. We were facing challenges together. Be they digital or not, we were accomplishing things together. We were learning how to work with each other. We were learning how to bounce off of each other and anticipate each other's things. And then, lo and behold, several months later, I'm like, I really like you. And she goes, I really like you too. And then it turned into, I started, texting her every single day, several times a day. And it's funny, back then we had the candy bar phones. I had a Nokia phone. Not the one that you're thinking of, not that indestructible brick phone. This was another one that had a color screen, and you could take pictures and stuff with it. And for the time, it was pretty high technology. Now I've got it sitting on a shelf over here in my room, and it's laughably terrible. But anyway, I remember I'd had crappy signal there, and so in order to get the thing to work, I'd have to climb up onto the top of my car right? And then I'd have to hold the phone up like this and then do the text message and then hit send. Would you stop throwing rocks at me? Seriously, folks. All right, you want the big guns, you got it. So I'd have to hit send by, like, just up on the car, so I'm like 15 feet up in there, and it's like, boop, and then wait to see if it goes through. Thankfully, we do not have to deal with that nonsense anymore these days. Huh, now I got your rock. Who's screwed now, buddy? That's right. Oh, bad day. Come here, you want some? Oh, yes you do. How about you? Nope, those rocks are seriously overpowered, man. Anyway, so over the course of several months, we just started to just like each other a little more, and then like each other a little more, and it was like this slow burn romance that we didn't even realize was going on until one day we just kind of both looked at each other. It's like, we really like each other, don't we? Right? So we became really good friends before anything romantic ever happened, and that was really awesome. But that's not the whole point of the story. So that part of it is how a video game got me a wife, because I ended up marrying that woman. She's the one that lives with me. We are amazing friends. We get along just great all the time. We've been together 17 years, something like that. Yeah, and it's just like every day is a new honeymoon day, the first day of our marriage kind of thing. Which, you know, because I have brain damage, sometimes is actually what sort of goes on. But we have fun with it. You know, you gotta have fun with things in life. But so here comes the good part of the story. So my parents had been visiting once in a while to just keep an eye on me, you know, make sure that I'm painting things right, and, you know, I'm not burning things down or like having parties with everybody in town or anything. It's, you know, it's okay, guys. I was not doing anything because I was a non-social creature at that time. Ooh. Oh, he's just... He's like, I'm just gonna chill out here for a little bit. You guys let me know when you need me. La 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 la. So, my parents had been visiting once in a while, and one of the times that they visited, my wife was there. Then girlfriend, right? And they were like, you know, oh, is this someone that you're dating? And I was like, yeah, we just started to go out, you know, together. Oh no. Ooh. Oh, wow. That was total accidental head slice. It was like a reflex action, like, ah. So, here, let's do this. Let's take this one and we'll put it on yours. Yeah, it's Zayfud Bibelbrox from Hitchhiker's Guide. Anyway, so my girlfriend, now wife, was there. My folks are like, you know, who's this person? I said, you know, she's a local. She's from town. And, you know, she works at a local gas station. I kind of explained what was going on. Like, I just kind of slowly got to know that she was a, you know, really good person. And my mom immediately... So my dad at first was like, yo, hey, how you doing? My name's Orpheus's dad. You know, who are you? I'm Orpheus's girlfriend. Nice to meet you. They got along pretty well. Now, she did not know about the abuse that was going on at that point. So, of course, my father, being the sociopath that he was very charming and very smooth. And, oh, yeah, we've been having this land for a while, and it's really good that you're here with us. And, you know, I hope that my son is all blah, blah, blah. You know, he's being all, like, charming and everything. Not, like, hitting on her or anything, but he's a sleaze. He was a sleazebag to begin with. An abusive dick. Anyway, so... The point is, my dad kind of was okay, and my mom immediately goes over to my girlfriend's car. I'm gonna call her my wife for the rest of this, so I don't have to keep saying my girlfriend, wife, girlfriend. So she walks over to my wife's car. I did it again, and like just kind of looks at it, and she had like a Chevy Malibu, I think, at that point. Nice car, you know, like well taken care of and clean. And just a good car, you know. It showed that she was a good person. And then my mom walks around to the back of the car, right? She kind of gets around to the back, and she looks at the back window here, and my wife has a sticker that said redneck on it. Because, I mean, this was the country. She grew up with, you know, country music and farming and you know, like, that kind of lifestyle. You know, salt of the earth folks. to those of you who understand the concept of that, redneck is a badge, man. People call you, you're a redneck. They think of people that live in trailer parks and, honey boo boo, that kind of thing. That's not a redneck. Redneck is a badge of honor for some people. They say, I'm a redneck and I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me nothing. I'm going to go drink my beers and ride my horses and sit out by the river there and have me some fun, right? So she and her family very proud of that. Like, yes, we are rednecks. We accept that. And I'm sure a lot of you, think that way too. If you don't see it as a badge, you're probably like, yeah, I mean, it's a word I've heard and or used in my life several times. All right. So my mom does that. She looks and she sees that sticker as a redneck. And it was a red sticker, coincidentally. And it wasn't like across the whole back of the back window. It was like, like this long, right on top of that third brake light thing in the window. So my mom walked in to the ranch where we're all talking, into the house. And she's like, one question real quick, Orpheus's wife. What is that sticker in your back window? What does that mean, redneck? No, I guess my mom didn't know what the hell that was. Or at least, you know what? She did know what it was. She was just being like, why don't you explain yourself? I didn't understand what's going on. Like, when cops do that in interrogations, they're like, the suspect will say, like, and I go into internet chat rooms, and the cop will be like, what's an internet chat room? Why don't you explain that to me? It's like, what the hell is like that kind of thing. So this was, I'm sure that's what it was. Like, what does that mean, redneck? And my wife and I and my dad kind of look at each other, and we're like, like country music and like rural stuff and everything. My mom's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's get going. Let's go to a restaurant and have some dinner and stuff. And it's like, okay. We went and did that. My parents leave, and my wife and I are just sitting there, and it was like, that was really weird how like the redneck thing. And you think it's this small little thing. Right now you're thinking like, yeah, I mean, that's funny, but that's just a little thing. Not to my mom. For the rest of the time that we spoke to my family, my mom was like, yeah, got that redneck sticker on her car. I still don't understand why she had that. Her family is respectable, and you're with her, and you gotta be respectable too. And it's just, I don't understand why she would have a redneck sticker on her car. It's like, what? And then my mom started calling her low class because of the redneck sticker. Ooh, he's doing is it that upward, it's a yoga pose, I know that. Let's grab him by his balls and help him out. But, like, it turned into this thing where she just started hating on you. Like, your girlfriend, wife, your wife is low class. You can do better than that. She's just trying to trade up and get My mom had this argument for a few girlfriends that I had, actually. Like, they're low class. And I'm thinking, we are not high class. Get the hell out of here. Like, we pretend. This is all a facade, man. Like, people don't know, but... So, she's low class. And the last time that she said that to me, my mom, the last time she said that my wife is low class, was when we had moved up to the Navajo reservation. And there's a whole other set of stories waiting for you. We had moved up to the Navajo reservation for my wife to do her job. It was her first foray into the field of her career. And she got invited to work at a place up on the Navajo reservation, which it was a really cool experience, but I would never do it again. But anyway, so I was talking to my mom on the phone one day. We had just been there a few months. And my mom always would harp on me for smoking, my weight, and tattoos, and then girlfriends that I had, right? So, my wife and I at this point had been together like a year and a half, at least. And my mom's still going, like, did you get those tattoos taken care of? And I'm like, what do you mean? You've been after me for this since I was like 19 years old. It's not gonna happen. Get the hell out of my face with that. Are you still smoking? And at that point, yes, I was. And I'm like, yes, I'm still smoking. I mean, come on. Oh, you should quit. That's horrible. I keep telling you. And I'm like, yes, I know, but I'm an adult and I make my own choices. Well, they're stupid choices. I'm like, okay. And then she goes, how's your weight? Are you overeating and you're overweight? Here's the funny thing. I have not been overweight ever in my life. I mean, I'm getting older, so I got a little pudgy, but I got like, dad bod going on and athletic on top of that. And like my whole life I was in sports and like when I went jogging and riding my bicycle everywhere and hiking and like, mountain climbing and stuff. And my mom was always like, are you overeating? Are you overweight? And I'm like, no. Like, as a matter of fact, I've been like hiking around on a Navajo reservation because it's beautiful country. And she's like, okay, well, what about that girl? I'm like, what do you mean, what about that girl? I moved here with her. Oh, that was the biggest mistake you ever made. She's so low class and her family is so low class. And I was like, okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I said, you have my contact information. You know how to get in touch with me. If you need to, you call me. I am done. And I said the same thing with anyone else in the family. If you guys want to get in touch with me, feel free. But I said I will not be calling anymore because I don't want this abuse every time I call. And she's like, okay, whatever. You'll be calling me in a couple days for money or something. I'm like, all right, well, I will talk to you later if you want to. And she's like, okay, fine. And it's been about 16 years almost since I've talked to my family. I mean, look, yeah, I made a promise and I stuck to it. I was done with that stuff. Like, you call my girlfriend that I moved across the country with, at least 500-600 miles, if not more, which, there you go. I still let it be vague enough that now, because you're like, across the country from the Navajo res, that would be almost anywhere else in the country. Calm down. So, I'd moved with this girl up to the Navajo res. It's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, bad decision, sorry. But so, yeah, never talked to him again, my family. And I chose love. I chose love over money. I chose love over the sensibilities of, you can do high culture and you can hang out at martini bars and stuff. I've never been into that kind of thing. I've never really been I've always been able to be a wine and caviar kind of guy, but I've always preferred to just be an easy chair and watch some trash kung fu movies from the 1980s or 70s and just, relax and be a good person. I've never worried about all that, high society stuff. I dated a girl that really was into that. Oh boy, I'll tell you about that one in another episode. That's one where I'll just give you a tease. I did something wrong in her eyes, in that girlfriend's eyes, and I ended up paying for it with a $900 gold ring. But it wasn't for marriage or anything. Anyway, that's a tease for another episode coming up. But we'll cut it off there, like I cut off this guy's existence. There we go. Pin him to the ground. But we'll cut it off here. I hope you really enjoyed that episode. I had a lot of fun telling you guys about it. Not only did a video game get me a wife, but a redneck sticker lost me my family, and I am so okay with that. My life is so much better without all that drama from my family. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Hope you're going to have a great day and a great next year week, and we'll see you on the next fighting episode where I do this. Awkward. We'll see you guys later. Bye.